Bam! Good evening. Do not attempt to change your channel because if you do, we'll know. What's going on, guys? I'm
Are we the outer limits?
Yes.
We are
control the
controlling
vertical
the
and-
transmission.
I'm back again with Geekeasy, man. What's up?
What's up?
And then we got Eric Breen here again.
Hey, Maranya, I don't know if you looked in sports ball, but Higgy mentioned you twice today in his video.
So
Higgy baby?
Higgy Pop. He's the most entertaining YouTuber in comics. You check him out. He's
more than us? Wow.
Did I not see that?
He's a trip.
Oh, I gotta send Zach the link. I forgot to send him the link.
I think you did that on purpose.
You know what? I was out of town, so I kind of just made it last minute and then went to bed for 3 hours.
Yeah, I was wondering why. I mean, you didn't get our stuff until just a few minutes ago. I was just like, wow.
I'm waiting out, see who doesn't show up. Eric's like, dang it.
I didn't know that was an option.
Zach, if you're listening, you're gonna have to check Twitter because I am not gonna open up Discord and for all that crap. And he says he got home early tonight, so
kicked out of his prayer group.
You can only say so many prayers.
Maybe that evidence that I planted against him, they finally.
Can someone link whose channel? Zach's?
Oh, probably Higgy.
Oh, I don't have the link to that.
I don't know how to do that, but
only
Maranya may be able to.
Maranya's able to do that. Maranya is a moderator. If you have a blue wrench, you're able to put any link in there, as long as it's not porn, please.
No, so he's the guy that comes out. He'll walk into his garage is looks like a comic book shop, like an old timey one with just stuff everywhere. And he comes down. He goes. He rings this bell over his door. He rings. He goes, "Hey guys, Higgy Pop here," and he just go, and from there it's just like 40 minutes of frenetic energy.
To send. There you go. And it says it's sending the link and sent.
A completely different kind of entertainment, Zach. It's just like Higgy's just like an event. He plays a harmonic at the end of his videos and does like songs that he makes up as he's going along.
No, I've never seen Higgy, but I do agree with Zach on the Casually Comics. She is.
Oh yeah,
pretty.
But like I said, they're totally different vein. And she is entertaining. I've watched several of her videos also.
All right.
Maybe we should get her on so she can replace Zach. Or me.
Well, no, because you can't replace Zach. Zach's one of a kind. You have to more. Well, actually, see, Zach is a person you want under a sheet, so you don't have to look at him.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay, well,
you don't want to put a hot babe under a white sheet. It's just.
It depends on what you're doing, but sure.
Well, Zach's a racist. He has a meetings he goes to.
Yes, he does have white sheets, but you know.
Anyway, all right. So if anybody's new here, please say hello. I'd like to call you out and say that you're new and invite you to jump on here and maybe show off some books one of these days. But anyway, yeah, let's just start talking about some books here. I would fully endorse or replace me. You know, we could just put a cardboard cutout of Vampirella and it'd be better.
Wow. Okay. Thanks for that.
Why do you look like you just got off a pirate ship?
I was wearing this beanie all day, and you know what? I don't dig it with the beard. I remind myself of John Mayer.
The unbuttoned thing. It's like you're from the 1800s.
I just got home. It's like 2 buttons. It's not.
And like some crazy one.
I'm going to borrow an old edge. Like you look like a dork chop.
Yeah, I can't. I look too much like John Malin. That was too weird. I couldn't do that.
I would never say that about anybody.
That they look like John Malin.
No, I mean because John Malin, Tim Pool, both are bald. Both annoying.
Tim Pool has gotten more and more annoying. Like I used to like the guy. Every now and then he'll have a take that I agree with, but like the one I saw today, I was like,
now hold on. There, that's every Tim Pool video.
No, hold on. Wait, hear me out.
Right now.
Yeah, no, I actually got home early tonight. Bible study was just 3 guys. Everybody else is out Christmas shopping or driving around with family.
My
So
question is,
you were like 9 apostles short.
so
Yeah,
do they
3
quiz you?
kings.
Do you guys get quizzed once a week?
No, not really. We have verses or books of the Bible that we just go over and we just read up there. It's like a
Now-
book club almost. But with the
Now,
Bible.
Billy, tell us, tell us about this section. What you learned? Oh crap! I don't know. We're being tested. Poor get through.
Or testamented.
Testament. Oh, that was good.
Yes.
It's almost like having frugal here.
Almost.
Where's my laugh
the soundboard?
track?
Where's the soundboard?
It's all hooked up. I'm using the good microphone.
I miss our soundtrack.
Soundtrack our lives. All right.
So,
Hey.
RDB, how many books did you get?
10.
Ooh,
I-
I thought I might take one.
You got 10? I just got 5.
But
or
I got-
6. think
I
had
got-
6.
3 facsimiles and 1 awesome back issue. That makes
No, I
sense.
have
got
exactly
3.
5. Exactly
3
5.
facsimiles? I didn't get any. I'm curious to see what you got.
Well,
Now, are you showing the one that I showed earlier as a facsimile?
Please don't spoil things. Spoiler. Spoiler kangaroo.
If
well,
you got one, I'm going to have to ask you to check something in it, depending on whether or not you got it or not.
Well, the facsimile.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, I got 3 facsimiles here. Hold on.
But did you get the facts of life?
Well, Joe should be showing up soon.
I got that.
You did, yeah.
It was on time delay, but
So this is last
I
week's.
got that last week.
Last week. Some of these are last week's. This is also from last week.
Okay, yeah, I got that last week also.
I still need to get that.
And then, of course, I got the.
Okay.
That's technically not a facsimile, though.
Yeah, okay. There I think that's the one. If you don't mind, pop that open and go to the letters page. I think they printed the letters page from that. I think that's the one. We sold out of that. I was surprised.
The bad signals effect.
Yeah, check the letters, see if you see any familiar names in there.
Danny O'Neill. Danny and Daniel. Oh.
Letter writers.
Okay, Richard. Okay. Dear Denny and Company. Mr. McConnell.
No.
Joel Cruz.
Nope.
Bob Hope. Let's get Charlie Harris. Rich Kreiner. Rick Peterson. Daniel Snyder.
It must not have been that one.
Joseph Zlisky Jr.
Jerry.
Jerry, Jerry Smith.
Yeah.
Given.
That's the one that I had you call.
That's cool.
Yeah, because he was going, they printed my 35-year-old letter in there.
Dear Mr. Sterling, thanks for Batman 124. It's a story that makes me like the new Robin, something I haven't done since Dick Grayson. The first incarnation of Jason Todd was a goody two-shoes little piece of shit. I mean, he says little brat. I like the current version much better. He's now a vindictive, vengeful little piece of shit. I've always preferred stories about Batman being alone. But if there has to be a Robin, I'm glad it's one with a personality, good or bad. Now I'm waiting for him just to die. Just kidding. I'm waiting for him just to toss the Joker off a roof. More power to him. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Joker's going to just blow him up. But in this book, he gets a happy
When I
ending.
wrote what, Jay? It wasn't my letter.
Dear Santa Claus, bring more booze. Signed, Little Eric.
Yeah, 'cause I told you in the
That's cool though.
Avengers Academy days, when they used the gay power pack girl and somebody else, Jerry got into a back and forth with Christos Gage for about 3 months.
Oh, in the letters?
Yeah, it was actually they were actually, well, Gage was respectful to Jerry. Jerry was respectful to him because he had me proofread it and on Jerry some of the commentary
Yeah.
to make it good to keep Jerry, as I say, on the rails.
Yeah, I remember those letters because I remember one of them was like, what was it like? Because they were talking about what they did, not with Julie, but it was like with the Lightning Kid because he was also gay.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, why don't you have like Firestar and Justice be like this abstinence couple? And I remember Christmas Gage was actually like really respectful to that one.
Yeah, they actually, I mean, they said, like I said, I had to clean Jerry's stuff up because he gets, he gets a little bit crazy when certain things, but
So I'm glad that person wrote there that he got a respectful comment back from Christmas Gage, because if Dan Slott had said that, he would have told him, eat a dick.
Or a whole bag.
Well, yeah, I said, yeah, I respected Gage for that because I basically agreed with Gage more than I did with my friend on that. But he didn't have to be, respectful, and
Right.
and he was, and
Yeah.
I said, not. It's we now know that certainly not all creators are like that.
Not all creators are created
Not-
equal.
Nope. Not all creators create equally either.
Speaking of derail, I apologize for derailing the stream. Please continue.
We will later on afterwards, because we're starting a new segment. After we finish our books, we're going to talk about how shitty some of the books are. Some of the writers are. So, continuing with the theme that Mark Miller has basically been going with the whole entire week, man. We're going to talk about some people who are pretty much crappy cancel pigs. Anyway, number 10, The Madness. Mid-issue.
Our house.
Are you listing it? Are you listing him as one?
No.
Okay.
But it's my number 10 because it was a very mid-issue. She's got two people left, and she's like, I don't know, I'm getting cold feet, I really don't want to do it. And then it's just her on a park bench talking to her crazy self.
So she was sitting on a park bench.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, did anything happen in that issue?
I don't. Seems like anything really. So at the end, she says, like, you know what? Because she's like, first she's like, because originally it's like it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since the last time she murdered the last person, and it got to the point where, like, they're sitting on the bench, like, why aren't we going after the next two people? We go run away. He's like, she's like, well, no, I kind of want to make them, you know what? They know I'm coming, so I'm gonna wait, so they don't know exactly when they least expect. And she's like, and then the other character is basically kind of like a Bugs Bunny character personality. He's morphing, changing, like, which I think is it's interesting, see. Was saying like, well, why aren't we going? We should be going after them. It's like, why should we wait? So at the end, she finally she convinces, like, this is the people that murdered your family. Cold blood, didn't give two shits about them. It's like, let's go right after them.
Okay, you have to tell me what's going on in the game because I can only get it through my computer, and
So
I've elected to see these smiling faces instead.
All right.
Aww.
Number 9.
Number 9.
This is how Killer's Hearts beat. Story's good. Art is crazy. And it does, I can tell you this much. It is an Elseworld story, which I'm thank God for, because we get another retcon to Bruce's origin. We find out, and I don't know if this is really true, everything up in other books, but Bruce spent time in Arkham for a little bit, the kids section. Apparently there's a kids section of Arkham Asylum for kids. Bruce was in there for a little bit because Bruce, after his parents were killed, he went back and he attacked and beat up a homeless man. Who and got the guy paraplegic. And the doctor that was there basically was treating Bruce, had basically altered his memories. We all know from the very first season that Bruce basically doesn't want to be Bruce anymore. It's a distraction. He wants to be Batman full time. This is his second. It's his buddy. Yeah, he's been basically Batman for 2 years now. The Detective Gordon is not commissioner yet, so and he's still got a rocky relationship with them, and they're trying to figure out who the murderer is, who's going around killing these people. And he goes to Wayne Manor and basically says, like, I need to talk to talk to Bruce. Alfred says he's not busy. He's busy. while Bruce is watching in the monitor down in the Batcave, and he basically says Bruce Wayne is on the list and he's next. So I don't know. Like I said, the art is kind of crazy, and I don't know. Is this supposed to be Killer Moth?
Wow, that's the creepiest killer moth has ever looked.
Is it? I don't know if it's. I imagine so because he was like a priest or something. Like
I don't remember Killer Moth being a priest.
If they have him be a priest, they're gonna actually make him. Anytime they do someone like a priest, they always make them out to be horrible people.
A villain. Well,
Yes.
A certain kind of villain.
Well, I mean, this call him the Pope. Yeah, and I can't figure out. There's this other girl like this basic here. We saw her earlier in the very beginning, because there's all that's the other thing too. There's like a victims march going on. We're the victim. The rich need to cater to us. I didn't really care for that, but there's a girl sitting down, and I'm like, is that supposed to be Cassie? Cassandra Cain? I don't know. But anyway, like they're like, so basically Bruce tackles a guy, ends up in that thing, and he's like, we've been waiting for you. So interesting story for an Elseworlds, and that's always when I'm getting a pass because it's an Elseworlds, and it's also because it's not Tom Taylor. Or what was the other guy?
Tom King.
Matthew Rosenberg.
This was the wrong week for a $7 book with bad art to come out because there was so much other stuff this week.
Right.
I don't know why there seems to be a lot of that type of art going around lately. People seem to think that's the new thing to do.
To me, it's kind of like stylized, like Darwin Cook's was stylized. I don't care for Darwin's Cook though, but I love his stories. But
yeah, but Darwin Cook. I think if he'd wanted to do something entirely different and look like an actual artist, I think he could have. I think some of these artists are just not good.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, and I've never heard anybody say, "Gee, I want more art like this." But people love Darwin Cook, and this was before he died, so I mean, it wasn't like it's
no.
And I mean, he had a style that people just really—it's kind of like Tim Sale. I would never call his art good, but it was a style that people gravitated towards, and it was popular.
I've got a guy that I know
weird,
out there who loves Tim Sale's work.
I say people. I've heard before people say that Jim Lee draws Batman like he's Jim Lee. Like he draws Bruce Wayne.
Wait a minute, so he just draws Bruce Wayne straightening shelves at Walmart?
As Asian, basically, and this character kind of looks like the way he draws him, even with the mask and it off. He kind of looks like he's a Japanese version of Bruce Wayne. That's his art style. It's like it throws me off. It's like what? So I do agree. The art can kind of throw you off, but the story's been okay so far. But $7 worth, okay? No. All right. So
what's Marania talking about there?
I think she may have been talking about the
Catholics?
The Catholic joke.
Catholics.
Well, it's no secret that the Catholics have had issues with certain people.
But I sort of go with her on that one.
Also, Catholics were basically oppressing people back during the Martin Luther days. That's why there's Lutheranism.
Wow.
so it's like
let's
there's a
not
long
kid
history.
ourselves. All of the different church denominations have their dirty laundry.
And like I said, the Pope is not really the best representative of that faith. So it's like it's just there's a lot wrong with it as far as certain individuals. There's humans, yes, but as far as
I'm on Morania's side on that one.
Being religious, yeah, good. But
well, I know
anyway.
I'm not a big fan of the current one.
Neither am I.
All right,
I like the last one. I think it was the last one.
This was surprisingly a good issue. It's getting better. It's a new story arc. Zach, you should jump back on if you haven't.
I jumped off, actually. I know it's only $2.99, but I figured I could save some money. And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it too much. Ever since Gunslinger Spawn left, I just wasn't as fun.
So Redeemer, he's the guy with the Night Shield, the medieval going.
Yeah.
They spider-like villain, came back and was released by this other villain. We found out. If you remember who Violator was in Spawn? Turns out he's got a demon sister called Viscerator.
Of course.
Hey, I don't care. She's evil and ugly.
But
She's not good looking.
this goes with the whole thing with comics, man. Whenever there's a cool male bad guy or male character, they got to do a female version. But
And what's wrong with that?
I'm just saying that's the new thing now.
I mean, if it was Marvel and DC, she'd be a hero.
No, if it were Marvel or DC, she would have replaced the male one.
And she would have been gay.
Well, I don't know, because as far as this book, Spawn's left again. So, and he left. Where now the one who's replacing Spawn. Well, Spawn never really was in this book. It was Spawn. Like he shows up there. It's always been Jessica is basically being the one that's in charge. So.
Yeah, Jessica was the one in charge.
So it's not like, but they basically said that no, he's not going to be in there, and it's also not Sean Lewis anymore. It's Sean Lemon, new writer. This is the guy who took over the Buffy the Vampire series over on Boom Studios from the woke retard girl that was working on it. They're nearly, and the guy brought it around, made a good series towards the end. He fixed what he could, but we'll see how it goes. But all right, number 7.
28-0 and within. Wow.
Hot
One of the second
cha-cha.
quarter.
What were you saying?
I didn't hear anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That has my full attention now.
Another fun issue. Our buddy Joe, from Joe Corallo, edited this book. We were talking about this offline. Fun issue. Looks like they're bringing back a villain from one of the previous stories before this. So,
Yeah, I'm not that versed on that because I admit the only reason why I'm buying this series is because Joe is involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The other thing, I
don't know if they're like Easter eggs or things like that. I don't pick up on them.
Did you catch the hungry hippos part?
I did that. I did. I didn't get. I didn't put that together, but I should have it. Yeah.
The guy gets ready. He's like, "No, not the alligator pit. No, there's basically he gets eaten."
You know, there's some truth to that. Hippos kill more people in Africa than any other animal.
They're violent. They're doing it because they're breeding. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and
gets
they're quick. I heard they run
are.
in the 30 miles an hour or something like that.
In the water,
So
they're
then-
like.
So
Yeah,
when she
they're
goes to
crazy.
attack, later on, she's commanding a whole bunch of them.
Oh man,
So-
that's some nightmare fuel. Actually, dang.
Yeah, she's
'Cause
so
those
like
things-
the
they don't
yeah.
maneuver, but if they're charging, like they're just running a straight shot, yeah, man, that's like a boulder. That's like a juggernaut.
Sheena's still related. She's still the heiress of the corporation. She's just undercover, basically in this other country, trying to infiltrate and figure out what's going on. These people are
Judging by the cover, she's not under any covers.
That's a good one.
But yeah, fun series though. And that's only this is cover A too. This is the Marvel DC. This is cover A. This is the variant. This is cover A.
Well, it is Dynamite. They do have something to live up to.
And this
That's
is
their thing.
$5. It's $5. $4.99. All right. My number 6 of the week is a book that Breen didn't get. Captain America versus the Embassy. This story, it kind of feels like this was a filler, or at least like in the middle. Like we're now going to go into the action. It was kind of like the tipping scale. We get Steve goes against
Issue 4, and they're already doing a filler.
Well-
Zach, issue 4, and they've already changed artists.
Well, I heard about that, but
So
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
the artist wasn't a big deal for me. The writer, now, if Straczynski came off at issue 4, then
It's-
that would be an issue.
it's
You need
Lamantino.
at least a year of consistency, and getting 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, for those who haven't watched Mark Millar's thing, all those the guys who work at the three comic book shop owners at franchises, twice 20 years, they said, quit doing the 6-issue freaking miniseries, start doing ongoing. Because he said people leave, but they don't come back for the number 1.
Well, it's you don't need to be a 30-year comic shop owner to recognize that every jumping on point is also a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's no incentive to stay on. So
I mean,
Steve,
that art's good. At least they replace. At least they didn't replace him with this is a term I can't remember who used it, but it cracked me up. A tumblerina. So
Right. All right. Hold on, just trying. One of my programs decided to update, so it's like, here, we pop up your screen. And then I guess for people who like the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, now it's soundtrack's available on record vinyl.
That soundtrack is not worthy of a vinyl.
Kevin Bacon's got a song on it, guys.
Doesn't matter.
And then I saw this shit. I laughed my ass off.
Dude, that legitimately makes me cringe.
See,
I miss when
Orlando,
Quicksilver was cool.
you can write them having incest.
No, that was
so. Anyway,
not Joe Mads.
So,
that was the artist.
What's really cool about this? He's going against Steve. He realizes he's going against a freaking demon, a supernatural thing. He heats up his shield. Gets to the point where he gets basically knocked off into the water, and then we get going back here. We find out there's Von Strucker and Baron Zemo bringing a bomb in. And so basically the whole plot is they're gonna have a speech there and they're gonna blow up basically I think it's Queens or Brooklyn or basically a big hole in New York.
So they're bringing in the Marvels? So they're bringing in a bomb.
Yeah.
They could just bring you in. You are the bomb.
Yes, I am. I am the bomb. Especially after I blow up the bathroom every once in a while.
Dude. I like this. The flashback, basically, Steve is basically the point where he's working himself to death again, because that's what Steve does. He's a hard worker. People who do work at Taco Bell, you don't work hard enough. Sorry. This dude's especially when you find out that Steve's got all these diseases on top of one another. Basically,
no, because this is before he gets the serum, right?
Yep.
In that picture they just showed, it showed he looked like he had white eyes. Was he going blind in there or something? Or did they
he fainted. He passed out from dehydration. And speaking of our friends popping in here, hello there.
Oh, what's up, Joe?
Howdy. Not much. What was it? I didn't get to the shop yet this week.
No.
Hey, Joe,
that's okay.
Good news. The audience is larger than the amount of people on the panel tonight.
Well, what's the occasion?
It's not Mad Men in a Box.
That's not fair. I go back and watch that on the replay.
No, but we just talked about this. This was my number 7. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Been liking these covers, man. These are I just usually get a kind of bland cover, but I was like, Sheena's going all out.
Yeah, no, I was very happy with it. What was it? It's funny. I love those covers. I also love the ones we get from Arthur Sudam, who's going to be at a local con here on Saturday. So I'm going to drop by, say hi to him. So
okay,
if you want to send us some autographed coffees, I'll take one.
Autographed coffees?
Yeah, that's for Zach.
Maybe Zach will give you an autograph his next cup.
No, but it's dude.
Joe, I have a question. I've been meaning to ask you this. It says edited and packaged by.
Yeah.
What is the difference what is the packaging and why don't other editors put that in their byline?
Yeah, because Joe, can I quickly answer? Joe actually, each book he puts into a box.
That is full service.
No, but with this a little more than when I've edited some other things, with this, it's a bit more. This and Cherish, both at Dynamite, have been a bit more here's a book, now get us a finished book before this printer deadline. Go. And, a lot of other times, it's oh, well, we'll handle the covers and all that. I had to coordinate with different cover artists, get them all on board. Do the cosplay covers were already done. Those were already when I got on board. But
so you're the contractor.
Yeah. So it's all dealing with that and any problems that come up. I deal with. So yeah, it's it's fun. I enjoy that. Before this, I was actually working on the last issue, which issue 5, which is going to be wrapping the story up, getting notes over. So I finished doing that, popped in. So
Yeah, like I said, I just thinking like us telling him was like packaging. Well, he's probably he's going to distribution center. He's making sure that they're there. He's double checking them. Got his clipboard.
Hey, thank you. I had been wondering about that for months.
It's like the guy. It's like you go to take you go to look on your receipt and in your tag for your clothing. It says inspected by.
And you can tell someone's always really busy because they're walking around with a clipboard.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And they're really busy if they have a cup of coffee along with that clipboard.
35-0.
And this is by the Raiders.
It's not even halftime.
Yeah, so even though my book's my number 7, I always have buddies like I only get good books, so it's tough, man. When I find like at least 10 books that are good, and I'm trying, and like it changes from week to week. It's not always the same order So so I'm not doing that. I just call it the best of the week, not the worst of the week. So, but anyway, my number 5 for this week actually is Scarlet Culture. It's been a fun series.
It is.
I thought that was Brie Larson on the cover for a second. That face looks just like Brie Larson.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
That's uncanny.
What's uncanny is he got the same cosplay model to come back for this one.
She's been on. I think there's been all 5. If she's had.
Well, yeah. I'm saying she's been on the first volume. This is the second volume story.
I did not realize that was.
Yeah, I looked her up. I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, like I said, the art's not usually like my cup of tea. It's kind of cartoonish art, but like I've just been having fun with it. And this wraps up the story arc for this one. So, but Joe, you said you've been taking a gander at this. You've been reading it.
I hadn't. It looked good though. I just haven't read that one yet.
It's not my normal art I go for, but the story's been really good.
Yeah, no, I can.
Betrayal, espionage, undercover, CIA. I kind of love that stuff.
Yeah,
Larson look-alike girls.
Wow. Yes.
Evil family members.
Yes. Yeah.
Have any of you ever seen a movie Brie Larson was in like I want to say 2016 called Free Fire?
Oh, I started to watch that movie because not because of Brie Larson, but it has that guy. He directed District 8.
Yeah, it's a lot of there's a lot of good people. It's a solid cast. And
yeah,
it's a great little movie.
Yeah, I need to go back and finish that one.
Another guy that we have on the show who also by the name of Joe, he's a friend of mine, says there's a difference between he calls pre-feminist Brie Larson and post. Back before she became this super big feminist, she was a great actress. Now she has what she does in.
What? She was excellent in The Room.
The Room was good.
Not the Tommy one.
Her tank top was excellent in Kong Skull Island.
Hey, all of Kong Skull Island was excellent.
It was, but the tank top did not disappoint.
But I am shocked though that this actually made it onto the Titan, because this kind of the art with the interior, it kind of looks like it'd be a Kickstarter book, in a sense.
Oh, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you and I have gone round and round on that. And I get your point, but
it's a great story.
It's just what I think doesn't help its cause is very minimalistic background.
Yes,
but I said I don't know. It's weird how I've seen art in that vein that it just hasn't worked for me, but this does for some reason. I don't know what the difference is.
Well, we described it. It's kind of like reading She Spies. Like those Charlie Angel TV series,
I remember that, but I don't remember ever reading a She Spies comic. Wasn't that a show?
Well, no, She Spies was a TV show. I'm just saying, it's kind of like in that sense. It's like ABC had it. There's their attempt to being a reboot of Charlie's Angels without being called Charlie's Angels, and like VIP with Pamela Anderson. You know what you're getting. It's not going to be like serious. It's going to be a little comedy.
Can I just take a moment to say that is a all-time guilty pleasure of mine. VIP was an excellent show.
I told you.
Hey, what
And
about
that's-
Barbed Wire? How about
I mean,
that one?
Pamela Anderson is surfing in heels. That is talent, my friends.
I mean, the fact that she's supposed to be an airhead, and they're using her as a way to get more clients for bodyguards. You know, why would you not?
God,
Everybody does with
that's been
celebrities.
almost 20 years now.
It's like getting Dracula. That's like getting Dracula to sell your toothpaste. You know, your toothbrush.
I disagree. Okay, I'd say VIP, stands up to Acapulco Heat.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
But, I see someone mentioned Godzilla -1 in the chat being better than Kong Skull Island, which of course it is. But I got to see that in IMAX on Tuesday night.
How was that in IMAX? How was it? Was it? Oh man, I didn't see it in IMAX.
They were showing
that's
it.
How you see it.
They have where they take the projector on the stage. There's a middle screen at my theater, and then they have the two screens on the sides. They're showing in that, and I was just like, I was watching a trailer, and that just made me look like I was gonna have a headache.
Wait a minute. If there's a screen and then there's a screen on each side, wouldn't that be Trimax?
Excuse me, sorry, I didn't have a chance to.
All right, my number 4 for this week. This has just been baller. I love this, man. I love westerns. I love how it feels like we got Ed Brubaker Jr. The way he writes, he basically mimics or at least learned from the Brubaker Academy how to write great comics. And
no question.
John Phillips' son, his art has been phenomenal on this. Joe, have you checked this out or looked at it?
I haven't read that yet, but that's what Chris Condon does that.
Yeah,
Chris Condon, Jacob Phillips.
Yeah, I've hung out with Chris. We've gotten dinner and stuff before, and I've read some of his other work. He's really good, so I'll have to check that one out.
I know he did that. Obviously, that Texas Blood. What else has he done?
Wait, do you call him my buddy Chris? Joe?
Well, I would just call him Chris because I know.
No, yeah, because I'd like to check out if you can if you come up, let me know what else he's done. I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Yeah, we have a running joke in here because whenever he talks about I call my friend Danny O'Neill, but I call him Dan, or Danny or D. It's like Joe knows everybody.
Big D in the kids' table.
Yeah. I remember Big D in the kids' table.
That I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. That's a double window.
Like the Grinch. Well, that was a 39.5-foot pole.
Steal the presents one time.
Like I said, I love spaghetti westerns. I love it's just I want more. I want more western with cowboy books like this, like the Enfield Massacre, and it's just lovable. It's basically like Criminal, like your Criminal, and when you put it in a western setting, same thing. It just feels like a Brubaker book. It's awesome. Yeah. That has to be said, Brubaker, if you're listening, do more westerns. I want to knock out.
I'm sure he is. Hi, Ed.
Well, Joe, his pal Joe's here. Of course, he's tuning in. Right? He's just texting right now. Hey, come watch this channel. I'm on.
Why wouldn't?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, Joe. Why would you not tell your celebrity friends to watch this channel, Geeky Up Show, every 8 p.m. Central on Thursday nights?
Yeah, no, you did remind me I should text Joe Casey. Give me a sec. Not about this. About
no. Yeah.
Or Joe Quesada or Joe Kelly.
Or Joe Show. Coming, hey, Joe.
Anybody who likes comic books, that won't be mean to us.
No, Jackson. He just said he wouldn't get in the chats.
Right.
Maranya said, "Can someone on the panel ask Joe about my comment on his role in books that he works on?" But I didn't see the other comment.
Minimus.
I don't think it's that one.
So is Joel directly involved with the final look of the books as well as editing the product?
That all depends. I mean, I'm not like the production teams work on, like, so for Dynamite, for example, there's a very specific trade dressing, and all of their credits pages, all of that follow a very similar template. I don't have much of a say in that. I can comment. I could be like, oh, could you do this change, or can we include this? Can we not include that? All that kind of stuff. But there's a formula to what they do with the trade dress that I wouldn't have a say in, things like that.
Well, I gotta say this. I love the fact there's no freaking barcode on the front.
Yes.
It was one of the big two that had it right in the most interesting spot.
It seems like every book at Marvel and DC has to put the freaking ugly ass barcode. It just ruins it for me. Especially when it covers up part of the art. Like, they're drawing an awesome explosion. Like, like you saw in Green Lantern this week. He's like ugly, freaking nasty barcode. Put it in the back. Cenoscope puts theirs on the back. Skybound puts theirs on the back.
Everybody but the big two puts it on the back.
Yep.
But speaking of one of the big two, Blade is a number 3 this week. And you got the squid barcode.
See, right there.
It's distracting. It looks like someone just took a cut out part of my cover out. But they're enjoying this. Brian Edward Hill, man, writing Dracula, and it just feels like Wesley Snipes' Blade all over again. Early 2000s. I want more of this, and even Dracula was done pretty well in this too. It's not like all of a sudden they're buddy. So I was like, if it had been anybody other, like a current Marvel writer or some of the other ones who were like, you don't read or never read Tomb of Dracula, you're like, oh, Dracula, we're just gonna become best buds for this. They're gonna team up. Dracula's gonna, you're my son, Blade. It's like I just feel like that's how some of these writers are. Like, like it's like my thing is like, if you don't want to do the homework, you're in the wrong business. It's like you wouldn't like go work at McDonald's. Like, well, I don't care about the training video. I'm just gonna make the burger how I like it.
The burgers are pre-made at McDonald's. They just warm them up in a microwave.
But they still got to put the toppings on them, though. They're not in a box, though. I've seen them. Are you actually? Have you ever seen them? Standing
I have. No, I have. I'm just going off of the McDonald's by me. They cheat.
Oh, yeah, but no. Like I said, this has been on a great book. I guarantee it will not even reach probably 12. Probably it's because Marvel has a bad habit of being like, oh, we're going to do a limited series and then
don't
relaunch
say that
it.
Because Jed McKay's Moon Knight just got to 30. So
we'll talk about that in a second.
And
right?
instead of just keeping to the number, they're changing the title and putting a giant fat one on it. So it's a jumping off point for people now.
30 is still more than 12. That's my point.
But the problem is none of them get past 50.
That's true.
So, but
that is frustrating.
It is better than having a 6-issue miniseries because I don't know how those sell. I'm kind of glad that Zenoscope went away from like 6 issues here, and then like they've had the annual and then go 6 issues. But my only problem is with Zenoscope is that it feels like I'm getting less books. As far as when's the next Robin Hood? I gotta wait a couple of weeks for the next one, the next series. Like they're behind.
Zenoscope seems like they've been doing more of like those like fatter, like almost like quarterly types.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're moving more in that direction from what I've seen. I don't know entirely. I'm not involved.
They do that with Tales of Terror. They stopped doing that weekly. They stopped doing that monthly, and now Tales of Terror is just quarterly.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna go start working next. Is Cinescope start packaging books there too?
Yeah. No, I mean I know the guys over there. I just haven't done anything there.
Right.
Yeah, because I've known Pat Shand forever, and he was there, for.
I feel like he's been there forever.
I met him. He was doing a signing at a shop that's no longer on Long Island called Collector's Kingdom for what was it? Robin Hood. Like the first trade, I think, came out. And wow. I picked up the first trade of Robin Hood and like maybe an issue or two of like the next thing he was doing. I got to know him, from there, and
Great series.
some of the other.
I never read I never read the main series though. I've always been like kind of. I started with Robin Hood, then I went to Bell. Now I'm going into Van Helsing, but I never really like the Grimm fairy tales. It's kind of like intimidating. There's so many to read. It's like,
yeah.
It's like Comic Vine. Can you guys put a summary? Dude, when I wasn't reading Spider-Man, when I dropped it, and I was like, I wanted to let's see what's going on. I'd go to Comic Vine. People would update it. I love it. So it's like get the Wikipedia summary version.
It's really hard to drop Spider-Man though, because he's got that spider sense.
He's been dropped too many times on his head lately. All right, number 2 is Mark Waid's Teen Titans. This is improved.
I do.
It
love
started
that
out
cover.
kind of weak for me.
I hate that.
Oh,
cover.
has it gotten better?
Well, I mean, unless you're a fan of Garth and Donna dating, they broke up. They're not friends now. So there's now Roy can make his move.
Yeah, it did get better, Zach. I said
Okay.
Yeah. They last issue they were humiliated by these called the Terror Titans. Humiliated them on live broadcasts. So this time they decided to dupe them and basically actually work together. This time instead of basically no one's leading. So they listened to Robin. And I love there's a very part at the very end part here that where Robin's like, well, it's nice to know you guys, because I broke basically Batman's trust. I revealed my identity to you, so I'm not gonna be Robin anymore. So he has like a nice touching moment at the end, and like Bruce kind of like, well, you broke the rule. It's like, he's like, yeah. He's like, I'll hang up my tights, and Bruce is like, no costume for a month. And like it's just like a nice heartwarming like conversation they had. So. Because he said, he's like, that's it. He's like, it's like the choice to be to mask. Did it save lives? And like Robin's like, yes. He's like, you do it again, not without talking to you first. He's like, that 1 month. So kind of like, so he kind of doesn't scold him. It shows that Bruce is he's not an asshole.
it was what he said. His last line is what made it. And he goes,
Yeah.
"You led a team. I'm not sure that's something I could do."
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Yeah. Of course.
42. Oh my God! Go for the record.
31 seconds left in the first half.
So then they have a little.
God, they're both watching sports ball now.
Joe's watching it too.
I just happen to have it on.
Dude, I do really like that art. Who is the artist on that? I know it's not Dan
It's-
Moore.
It's I think it's
Emanuela
Lupacchino.
Lupacchio. Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
I do
love
really.
Emanuela.
No. Mike Norton.
Yeah,
On she does pages 1, then 3 through 11, or as Mike Norton, and then she does Emmanuel Lupacino is pages 2, then 12 through 20.
yeah. She's a great artist. I
With,
would pick up any other book she
Jordy
works on.
Belair is doing the coloring on this,
Mhm.
and then the cover is Chris Samney, who needs to be on more interior art.
Chris Samney.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no,
Ooh, Chris Samney, man, I could stare at his work
Like I
for
said-
hours.
If he wants to, he should go work with Mark. Go over Dark Horse.
I keep trying with Chris Samney to get because every couple of months or so, there's like a flash sale, and he'll just sell a bunch of his sketches.
Oh yeah,
And-
I've seen that. Yeah.
And I try, and they sell out in minutes. It's just impossible.
Well, some of these I look at the art, it's like we're starting, and it's like, or it's up to 2,000 for the bids. It's like,
Yeah. Like,
Well,
that
Joe-
guy is
Joe,
not
next time you
written
and-
for work.
Next time you and Chris are out getting lattes, have him sketch something on a napkin.
There you go.
There you go.
right?
Well, at this con over the weekend, what else? It's not just going to be Arthur Sudan, but was it Ed Piskor, Jim Rugg, Billy Tucci, Jim Steranko, Sean Shin?
Oh,
Steranko.
Yeah,
Nice.
James Sherman's going to be there. It should be a fun show.
that sounds
That's
like a good time.
Legion artist James Sherman.
I envy your life, Joe.
yeah.
Very much.
To be Joe
Thank
for a day.
The Comic Con part, we get to meet all the people. Not the other part.
Yeah.
Well, no, his daily life is usually ding dong, not drizzly. Today's omnibus delivery. So I said his day to day isn't so bad either when you're Joe.
Yeah,
Right. Did you get any more omnibus? Since the last time I've seen you?
It's been a minute because I'm trying to like after the holidays. I think I need to go to IKEA and get some bookshelves, and then once I have it a bit more organized again,
Skip the
then I
IKEA,
can
get those
start
industrial
worrying about
strength metal shelves with the thick wood. It's like
Yeah, because I'm thinking like
the garage
geez,
shelves.
Yeah, the last like legit omnibus I probably bought brand new was the what was it, the Nightfall reissue from like a
Nice.
couple of months ago.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm trying to think.
Are you collecting Invincible at all?
No, I've read. I've never finished Invincible, but I've read a lot of Invincible. I don't have it in like any fancy format.
Well, they're releasing it compendiums, so those have been nice hardcovers.
Yeah, I just I got that like the War World compendium thing they put out the other day. Read through all that,
Yeah,
and when I picked that up, I also picked up the new like oversized printing of the Superman Camelot Falls, and then I also picked up the that Jack Kirby Tom Scioli
nice.
Graphic novel because I read the Stan one and I was like, let me pick up the Jack Kirby one. I finished this earlier today. It's good.
I can't wait to have a room like just like Eric Breen's, and they did just make sure yours is on ground level though, not upstairs.
Well, that ship might have sailed for now, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. Well, you know what?
Well,
maybe in a couple of years it will be on the first floor.
Is this your living room? No, this is my library. This is my library of omnibus, and they're all A through Z. Like this whole wall here is A. That other wall over there is B. It's like, all right. My number one book for the week, though, is a book that everyone should be reading. Green Lantern.
Yeah.
This has just been fun. And with the whole emotional spectrum, it's still so funny. The emotional spectrum, like it's just like it's such a weird concept like that. So basically, everyone's going bipolar, especially with Hal. His rank just works on his own willpower. But it's I suppose it's a special ring. Only he can use it. No one else can use it. It's a new type of ring. And then you see what's his name in here, Sinestro. All of a sudden, he has a red lantern ring out of nowhere, and it's just like an epic battle between them two. And then it's and then I always feel bad for Tomasi's mom. She's like, "Hey, I'm still here in the back of the book." It's just man. The whole fight. It's basically wall to wall battle for many pages in here. I just love this, man. It's it's just everything. Construct battles like this. Now I'm sure this is probably nothing new. I'm sure Jeff Johns probably did in his Green Lantern run, did some cool stuff too. But like, it just feels more emotional. Like, look at this. That is just some beautiful art.
That's Zermanico. That's who was with Jeremy Adams on a lot of the Flash run that he did.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, and then of course he does the Green Arrow head for Oliver. He says Oliver would love this. There's no anybody sitting around having coffee or eating cupcakes. It's just straight up, just like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
And then eat cupcakes.
You get a little, like I said, they get the little Godzilla kind of thing going in here too, and then he, like I said, this is cool, and my favorite part of the book,
the Pacific Rim. I thought that's more of like a Kyle Rayner thing, because Kyle was always doing like the anime Gundam, like really creative stuff.
Who knows? Maybe
I thought that was really cool.
So maybe he's hanging out with Kyle too much, and he's just kind of
Maybe.
like stupid anime. But I love the concept.
That was really, dude. That was some straight up Pacific Rim action.
That's sort of what I was thinking of when I saw it.
Like I said, it's just a fun book. And then, of course, it ends up with Sinestro leaving, and Kyle can't go after him. Like I said, it's just a huge spoiler if you haven't read the ending.
Oh, dude. Ah, man.
The ending here, and like you find out something that's been like, I'm gonna tell you right now, turn away if you have not if you've not read this. Let me put the ticker on for those who don't know. Oh my gosh. Kilowog has been dead this whole entire time. It's been a construct that Hal has. And we don't know why. We just know that he says it's my fault. That just hit me like a ton of bricks. Is Joe trying to avoid spoilers? Or did he just leave because he had to go? But then, like I said, then you go to this weird art. It's like, what the heck happened here?
Yeah, I didn't even read that because I just saw the art and I was like, okay, I'm done.
I dude, honestly, I'm with you. I mean, I just feel like it should be in like a kid's book, but wow, it has just been a fun book. So if you haven't picked this up, and geez, fun issue. I started off with mixed feelings. I was like, I kind of like this, but man, it's been getting better and better. Maybe because there's less Carol in the book. That's probably what it is. It's not focusing on the stupid romance thing. It's just him.
When did you join the He-Man Woman Hater Club?
No, but there is, and Joe will like this too. Tonight I joined the 4-color fossils. You're gonna like this.
Did you age up to 50? Oh, son!
I told you to call me son.
Yep. Yeah.
That's one of the Dell 4 colors. What's the tiny number up next to the Dell logo?
531.
Wow. That's.
I was looking for Christmas stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And yeah.
I may have failed with my other son, but
the back part.
Zach, I don't know why you just automatically assumed I was talking about you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was, but
who would be the other option?
Like I said, I just love this man.
Well, considering I'm old enough to be everybody's dad except for Jeff, so
I'd just be the younger brother.
Yeah.
That's very cool, thank.
Like I said, I'm trying to find more Christmas stuff or even winter stuff like this. Like I saw this too. It was a little pricey, not too bad, but
I was reading through an AGC book today, and there was a full page ad for Herbie. I almost took a photo of it and sent it to you.
Like I said, this is fun. I do recommend people, if you can find these, to feature the 5 local stories in there. It's worth the money.
You know, it's funny. Before I started doing the Fossil Show, I didn't care about that stuff. Now that it means as much to me as superhero stuff, I just love them.
I feel as I approach 40 and I get to middle age, I'm appreciating older stuff, like Breen, and books like this. They're his age.
He didn't mean he was appreciating me. He meant older stuff, like I do.
I was going to make a joke around Herbie about how that movie Herbie Fully Loaded that starred Lindsay Lohan. I don't think she would. I don't think Herbie was the one who was fully loaded in that one.
True.
I remember that movie. I might have seen that just for Lindsay Lohan back in the day.
She was in that like weird Hallmarky kind of Netflix Christmas movie last year, which I also watched.
So we will also be
to do that day.
Also, this Friday we'll be reading a 4-color fossil book. Christmas in Shacktown.
You gonna do the duck voices?
Christmas in what?
Shacktown. The Donald Duck, Scrooge.
Oh,
But you gotta
Christmas
do the
comes-
Donald Duck voice.
Christmas comes to Shacktown or something like that.
well, they're not going to be. We're not going to sound like ducks. We're going to sound like Irish ducks.
Well, Trusty's going to be with us, so we'll have our Scottish Scrooge.
Scottish Scrooge is the best Scrooge.
Who wants to go next? Show some books.
Zach, why don't you go next?
Oh wow! I'm always
Since
the
you're on time.
caboose. It's a Christmas miracle.
Zach's
Okay.
never been on top before.
I'm still not. You were the first one. I mean,
Whoa! We were going to talk
Saying.
about that.
you set me up, man. You
Joe's
set
like,
it
what the
up.
hell did I join?
Hey, but
Okay.
isn't being
Waiter.
a person's first being that doesn't mean that's special?
Check, please.
Yes.
Get me out of here. All right.
This isn't Joe Casey's stream. I gotta leave.
I got 6 books this week. 5 of them were really good. I really enjoyed. Number 6, not so much. It was all right. It wasn't super great though. So we got, this is number 6. This is Guardians of the Galaxy number 9. This is by Lanzine and Kelly with art by Mr. Walker. I want to say Kevin Walker, but it might be
Wait.
somebody else.
Is he a Texas Ranger?
No, not that Walker.
Oh,
And definitely not Paul Walker either.
It's more of a filler issue. This doesn't really have anything to do with the whole Groot Fall story that's going on. What it is Mantis wants to go find the Soul Stone to get Arthur Douglas's soul to fill, because Drax is a clone. Drax has been a clone since Donny Cates' Guardians.
I think
run.
most of Marvel's been a clone too for a while.
So Mantis wants to go to Earth to get the Soul Stone. She takes Gamora with her. It's actually, the story is cool. The art kind of sadly doesn't match the caliber of the story. In my
It's
opinion.
not Kevin Walker then.
Yeah.
Well, if it's
Okay,
Paul
so
Walker,
that-
if Paul Walker came back and is doing stuff, he definitely would be a Walker. in The Walking Dead.
Paul Walker came back. If Paul Walker came back, I'd be like, "There's hope for Fast 11 yet."
He was
Um,
great in Tammy and the
it is-
T-Rex.
It is Kev Walker.
Really?
Kev
I thought
Walker.
I thought he was better than that.
Eh,
Was
I
Paul
mean,
Walker? Wait a minute. Did you just reference Tammy and the T-Rex?
Yeah.
you hear
That
that?
makes 2 nights in a row. I referenced it last night on the fossils.
I will say I mean, it is kind of funny. Gamora just wears a bathing suit with chaps. I thought that was kind of funny. But
That was my Halloween costume.
Ooh, thanks.
Je-
But
Jeff, is there anything you can't ruin?
I haven't tried. I
but anyway,
don't know.
There is a
Yeah,
filter. You should apply
I mean,
it.
they should just cross out Adam, right in Geekeasy. Said.
okay. Following that up, we have Breen's about to roll his eyes. We have Riley Rossmo's art on Wesley Dodd's Sandman, with Robert Venditti writing.
Wait, so there is something other than Batman the Box will put me to sleep.
No, this was really good. I'm really enjoying this. This is 1930 detectives whodunit. It opens up like a crime procedural with Sandman in a morgue, and he's talking with the mortician. They're
Joe's not impressed.
going over like the cause of death and everything. It was really cool.
Joe's
I
like,
really enjoyed.
let me
this.
check the sports on my phone.
No, I will never discourage someone from enjoying a Wesley Dodd Sandman story that's written by Robert Venditti. I won't let myself do it. So.
And then we've got the other famous detective at DC. We have Detective Comics.
Easter Sunday Detective
The
Comics.
Easter. It is, I can't unsee it now. It is the Easter Sunday issue. No,
It is.
dude. This has been like between this and the last issue. Like this has been some really awesome Detective Comics. Like they brought back Azrael. Like he's fighting a werewolf with a fiery. Like it's some really cool stuff. The artwork reminds me of a lot of like late '80s, early '90s vibes. Not quite Kelly Jones with the bad ears.
I can't. Breen,
Or Joe
when's the
Kelly, I
last?
mean.
When's the last time you saw a cross on any Marvel or DC book?
Here's
It's a grave
Well,
marker.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
but,
Yeah, but they use
everything you just said. I mean, that's got to be like Breen. Everything about that makes you want to read it, right? Azrael, It looks like a late '90s.
Yeah, I mean, that's the vibe I got.
Look at all your boxes.
Maybe if the werewolf was drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's and his hair was perfect.
Oh,
I mean, it's really cool. So if you haven't, I don't know how long it's been since you stopped reading Detective.
It's probably the second issue I haven't read yet.
Oh, okay. So you're not that far. You're not that far behind then.
Okay, so Zach and taste. What is it? What repels?
opposites.
That's like magnet.
Yeah, the opposite on the polarities or something like that. Yeah, magnets.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue, Zach. We're
Sure.
hanging on your.
I was about to say. I was trying to figure out like what were you trying to. I was going to try to help
He's just
you
trying
there.
to figure out how does he get you to have some taste. It seems like you can never reach it. There's always something in the way.
His name is normally Ryan Norris.
By the way, do you have it ready just in case it's needed? Because I have a feeling it will be.
Oh,
I don't know. I think Guardians was the worst
Zach,
one.
just do it anyway.
I've done nothing to earn this tonight.
Preemptive. It's
Well,
a preemptive apple.
Okay, yeah, but this is like Minority Report.
Watch. My next 3 issues
You
are going to
will.
be great. There's going to be nothing wrong with my next 3 issues. This is the creme de la creme of the week. This one Vinkman was not able to get. I got a book that Vinkman couldn't get his hands on. And that is Moon Knight number 30. I got the cover that I wanted and everything.
What? This just in outside Zach's house.
You say that. It's a silent picture. You can't hear anything.
Yet you keep talking though.
This was a great wrap up to the first series of Moon Knight. Jed McKay and Capuccio, I think, the artist, did a really, really great job.
Joe didn't lose a bedtime. He's just a very good friend of ours. And
Alessandro Capuccio, and then Rochelle Rosenberg doing the colors. Just dynamite with this whole issue.
Joe pressed the wrong button. He thinks he's on Pop by Culture.
I mean, I'm shocked after he was DJ in our last reading, and he just stopped showing up. I'm surprised. He must have forgot.
You gave him the role of DJ. That's why. This was really great though. I can't wait to see. I know I'm harping on Marvel for doing the whole renumbering number 1 with the same team, but if it is still Jed McKay and Alessandro, I think it's going to be just as good. So I'm really looking forward to it.
This was Lady Gaga, Alejandro.
Yes, that was Lady Gaga song.
Okay.
Number 2
ago now, right?
That was a long time ago.
I know.
Dude. That was like 8 years ago. At least.
Don't judge me because I listened to it. No.
I'm judging you for multiple things. Number 2 this week. Man, this is a really fun Christmas story here. Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night, number 2.
Can you open up? I want to see the interior because I love that Dan Moore art, but I'm like, how close is it to that perfection?
It's not Dan Moore. It is good though. Like, it's not like you're getting Riley Ross.
Because I feel like I'm being clickbaited there. I'm like, oh, Dan Moore, and then you go inside, it's like it's not Dan Moore.
No.
In the meantime, I double checked. Alejandro, that song's 14 years old.
Oh God, even older. So here is
Telephone was the other one to come out there.
There's Miss Martian right there, trying to get a full.
Which is
All
the
you
first
need to
time
know
I had
is-
ever heard of that woman. I had to check with Joe.
Really? Miss Martian's older than the Alejandro song.
If the Mikey from Life Serial member of our group likes something, it's got to be at least worth checking out.
Yeah,
it's so that has Green Martian in it.
No, just Martian Manhunter, or Miss Martian. You get this cool kind of like I really like this panel.
For those wondering why I call him Martian Manhunter, I call him Green Martian because like it's just easier for me to remember.
This is one of my this is a really great Green Arrow page. Like I like all the different panels that look like arrowheads. That's really cool. So yeah, my one, if you want to call it a gripe, it's not really a gripe. They do really, I feel like they go really into the exposition of Santa and Krampus and their relationship. But LK, you are correct. The ending of this book was amazing. I actually laughed out loud. So Batman's called in the Justice League to help with the vampire problem and everything. and there's this one vampire left. And Batman's like, it's not a vampire. And Superman lands. He's like, you never told me you knew Santa.
I actually laughed out loud when I saw that.
That was hilarious. Yeah, this is DC, man. I tell you what, they got a good Christmas story on their hands here. This is Jeff Parker, and then the art is by Michelle Bandini and Trevor Hairsine, probably Hairsine. Really great,
Also-
really great story.
Oh, by the way,
Also, a
48
really
nothing.
great story. The actor who played Mikey in those Life cereal commercials, John Gilchrist, is currently he works in as the director of media sales at Madison Square Garden. Has a wife and 3 kids. Lives up in Westchester County, and he also apparently showed up in a few movies, including The Notebook.
All right, now do Breen.
All right, final issue.
Breen, you know what would make this better? If we had Powell here too. They could just like go back and forth as far as knowledge, like asterisk.
Sidebar commentary. Number 1 of the week though has got to be Green Lantern. This is just like, it's everything I love about a good Green Lantern story.
There you go, the barcode covering the jet.
Yeah, the freaking there it is, the freaking barcode and the Wayward Son thing there. It's like, come on.
Well, he's supposed to carry on, isn't he?
Well, they're both dead. Oh, sorry, spoilers for the show.
No, this was a really great Green Lantern issue. I mean, I'm almost at the point now where I'm like, who does Jeremy Adams write better, Wally West or Hal Jordan? Like, I feel like he writes them both.
I guess
really,
as I
really
said,
well.
this is a guy who came in from just writing movies, and actually, you find out he's actually passionate about comic books.
You know, he's writing a Flash Gordon book next year.
I'm gonna buy it.
Right, yeah.
He's got a Flash Gordon book, yeah.
He's written Jay now too with Judy.
Jay Garrick, yeah,
Yeah.
he's written Jay Garrick. He's written some Mortal Kombat movies, animated movies.
Put
so.
him on Superman.
Put him on a Justice League. Why you
I-
focus on one character? You
Actually, you
can
know
have
what?
Justice League.
If Marvel had the balls to offer more money, put him on Fantastic Four.
I would read that.
Yeah, he'd probably be good at that.
He's good
fantastic.
with the whole family and the kids thing. There's a kids angle. Because he said he actually has experience with his kids. You
He
watch
does
him.
do
I
really
love
well.
it. If you follow Jerry Adams, when he gets to his the books end, his daughters are always holding the camera and they're always like goofing off, and then you can tell that he basically has fun with that, and he puts it into like with the especially with this Flash book with Wally's kids. But Zach,
That's it.
that's it. All right.
That's all she wrote.
No Zach issues this week.
No Zach issues this week. The whole comic budget went towards those, and then I took the money that was left and I got myself a hamburger because I was hungry.
So,
38.
Kind of figure that's why you got the burger.
yeah. There's a Dairy Queen right next to the comic book shop. I was like, you know what? Today's the day.
I bought this
good
burger,
pickup.
but
so if there had been another Ryan North book, you'd be hungry right now, right?
I mean,
Zach's
if
got
it was another Ryan North Fantastic Four book, I would be hungry right
Zach's got a shelf of different burgers. They're like collector's
Did-
items.
Did you ask them if you could pay on Tuesday for a hamburger today?
now. The wimpy payment.
Yeah.
Now, if I worked at a place like that and someone came up and asked that, it would be an automatic yes. I'd pay for that amount in pocket if I had to. I'd just be like, this guy, he gets it.
Especially if you have the hat and the whole costume.
Oh yeah.
Do you care if I go next, Jeff?
No, I don't.
Well, actually,
Go right
we want you to stay.
I'm gonna stay.
Okay. You said go next.
All
By
right.
the way, it's 49-0 right now.
Oh man, I kind of want. If I miss history, I'm not gonna be happy.
Don't worry, it repeats itself every 6 years.
That's true.
Well, I
Haven't-
repeat
haven't
myself
you
every
seen
6
it?
minutes.
Haven't you seen enough history?
You know, Joe, I only wish I had physical fingers for that. All right. Okay, so I
That
bought.
was good, Joe. That was really good.
I got 8 books this week. Number 9,
Oh,
terrible editing.
But the packaging was good though.
No. No, I did get 9 books, but I bought that Sabrina holiday special.
Yes.
I couldn't even finish it. It was so bad.
Hooray.
Who was the writer?
Nobody I knew, but I mean,
Oh.
no, I say,
That's my excuse. I really don't know a lot of
Samantha
writers.
Fish and maybe somebody else. It just
Joe's like,
know.
I just had dinner with her the other night. Yeah, she's great.
It's like the second story. The writer couldn't even bring themselves to say Christmas. She just said somebody had an ugly solstice sweater. It's like, yeah, just fuck off. Anyway, so these 3 are in no particular order. Like I said, yeah, Sheena. I went with the. How do you pronounce that guy's name again? Sudan.
Arthur Sudan. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
Gorilla and Sudan are
love
great
this story.
artists.
I couldn't be
both.
party to the smut covers that you
Didn't have your shop.
smut
They ran out.
got.
They must have ran out.
I understand.
No, I said they had those, but I figured those didn't need any help selling. So I picked this up.
Oh, I hate you.
I saved you some money. Unfortunately, one of the stories is pretty decent. I mean, they weren't bad stories, but man, the art was just like I said. It's $6. You should.
That's it. Oh,
Even though it's AC, well, all AC books are expensive, and I understand why. They're a shoestring budget. I mean, people are paying basically to keep them going. But I'm sorry, the art. I'm not sure that this art would pass muster on an Alterna title.
I like the cover art though. Is that the interior too?
No, God, no.
oh, so this is an old one? This is a new one?
Oh yeah, they're new stories.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind then.
Thingman, I'm with you. It really nothing happened.
Sitting in a park bench.
Yeah, eyeing little girls with bad intent.
I mean, you might as well have Keanu Reeves talking to the whatever the Oracle.
All right,
For
so
20 minutes.
number 5, Green Lantern. I liked it, didn't love it. The ending was kind of a surprise, but it's like, oh, wait a minute. So now Hal's just going back and killing all the people he killed when he became Parallax because he said it was all his fault. It's like, Kilwax is dead. I mean, been there, done that.
Who knows? Maybe Kilwax sacrificed himself and he just blames himself.
Oh, who knows? I'm sure, we'll see if he stays dead. But right. I mean, I said I enjoy it definitely. I mean, I'm going to keep up with it. But number 4, World's Finest Teen Titans. It did get better. We talked about it. It had a nice ending, and it's too bad it's written by a complete jackass. But I said I'll save that rant for another day. Number 3, Batman Santa. This is fun. I said it looks like this is just going to be a big grab bag of DC characters, which is what I want in a series like this.
Oh yeah,
I was really excited to see Miss Martian pop up.
I said Ollie and Dinah, and then Superman show up at the last. That line was great. You didn't tell me you knew Santa. And like I said, it would have been probably a little smarter if they had started this a week earlier, so the 4th issue doesn't come out a day after Christmas.
Right.
But, that's.
If you're me, you celebrate Christmas until Valentine's Day anyway.
Well, I know.
That's how long the lights in the tree stay up.
Yeah, but it's like, it's hard to want to watch a Christmas movie on the 26th. It's sort of like it's over.
It's kind of like it's kind of like kissing Midge and then getting beat up by Moose. We read some Archies. You drove me out. That was fun.
Number 2, Scarlet Couture. We talked about this. This was fun. It had a twist in the last issue, and then actually another twist when you find out how they survived. Sets up the next series that hopefully doesn't take 7 or 8 years to get around to.
I hope so. Yeah.
Because I don't know if she'll look that good in that dress in 7 or 8 years. So Just saying.
Jackson, some people need to keep that tree up all year round. ... Obviously, talk about Morania's little tree.
That's right. Then number 1, Enfield Gang Massacre. This is just, like I said, this is just great. This I'm going to assume I'm safe in calling him a kid because that's when you're my age. Yeah, most of you guys are, but
yeah,
he's got a chance to be one of the greats because I said he's definitely emulating, one of the 2 best writers working today, I would say, and pulling it off. So this is, I said, I can't wait for the next issue and whatever he does next. And a couple other things here. This came out yesterday.
I asked for that. They didn't have it, but it's on special order for me.
It was. I hesitate to use this term because we use it to kill books, but this is like as close to a slice of life as a guy like Brubaker's ever going to get.
Now, how much is it?
It was $25.
Oh, okay.
But it's so well done. And I mean, I said, I still, I like Criminal and I like Reckless, better than this and the one he did before that. But this was a very fun read and highly recommend it. So everybody run right out and get this.
If it says Brubaker on it,
Yeah.
automatic get for me. I mean, period. End of story. There's only 2 people that I do that with. It's that Brubaker and one other guy. I can't remember his damn name right now.
I'd say Joe Corallo because he's down there at the bottom of the panel.
Yes, Joe Corallo. Yes.
You should be checking out Down in the Dark.
it's true.
It should be.
Is there a trade for that yet?
Yes,
Is that soft or hardcover?
it's a soft cover.
How much is it, sir?
It's like I think it's 18. It's 6 issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Written well, man.
Right.
It's almost like you had a ghostwriter.
Wow.
Just kidding.
No.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Wait a second. Yeah, Zach's under going, wow. Yeah, I'm sure Joe didn't show up just to get abused. That's my gig.
No, but you could tell though that you actually wrote it. Its original story. You actually came up with it because it wasn't like looking at Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or True Grit or some of those movies are being ripped off by Marvel and DC writers.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those movies are fun.
Yeah,
but yeah,
they're putting it in comic book form under like Supergirl or Woman of the Morrow, or I think that was what it. That was the Tom King one. And there was Kelly Thompson did the Black Widow. That was kind of crazy because I was like, I've watched it before, especially that first arc. So,
so a couple of some back
awkward pause. Awkward pause. We're gonna do
Ferguson.
Yeah,
or harmonica.
Yes. Well, I'm not a hot chick, so we're gonna eschew that. This did not come out yesterday, but I ordered some. I picked up something that did come out last week, and I had it, so I ordered this instead.
I had one in my hand at the shop, and I put it back to get the Donald Duck.
Well, I'm not saying you made a bad call there, but because he'll always be there. But yeah, EC is just tremendous stuff. I was good.
Well, it was volume 3, isn't it? Which one you had there?
Oh, no, that was like a vault.
Talking Tales. Yeah.
Yeah, it was volume 3 came out. I had that in hardcover, but I didn't have 2 for some reason, so I just had them order number 2.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's volume 3. I'm like, I want to see if I can go 1 and then go.
It's totally unnecessary with EC because they're all self-contained. So anyway, those of us that see Purchase community posts will recognize this, which I literally read the day he posted that. And I don't know if you other guys are familiar with this. The Impossible Man and Warlock basically brawl for the entire issue. because both of them can turn into anything. And at the very end, the way Warlock beats him is he can actually change color. So, and then Impossible Man just starts, bawling like a baby. But it's Chris Claremont and Alan Davis.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of talent on. Yeah. Oh, it's a
Nice.
tail end of the McFarlane run.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool.
That's a nice picture.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Remember when the Red Skull was actually a villain?
Red
Yeah.
Skull's always been a villain.
Wow. Go fix it.
Fix it and patch crossover. Couple of Jim Lee X-Men.
Did the New Orleans?
See, it's got those nice quarter price stickers on the book itself that won't come off.
Oh, I almost hate that more than the barcodes.
They did that. I picked up a Young Avengers #1.
Oh,
That actually got up to $400, but not with a 25-cent sticker that wouldn't peel off.
jeez.
Even with the hairdryer?
This was years ago, so no matter. So here's a.
Oh. Let me go find my Young Romance.
Oh, wow.
That was much more popular than the sibling series to that, My Divorce.
But when you said something about the sibling version of that, something else entirely came to mind.
That was the Game of Thrones version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Teen
It's
Confessions.
the Irish version.
Begorra! Yeah, if you want Dracula and Blade done right, here it is.
I have the first appearance of Blade on that one. It's in horrible condition, but at least I have it.
Yeah, it's Unknown Worlds. And Unusual Tales.
Nice.
Soon to become Blue Beetle, then to become Ghostly Tales. That's your didn't ask for it, but got anyway history lesson.
All right.
Is it 56 yet?
It was 49-7.
Oh, it's come back.
Yes. Don't call it a comeback.
All right, I won't.
There are no White Widows or Speed Force this week. Well, unless you could. There's no Flash. For Speed Force.
No, there is a book called Speed Force.
Yeah, that was.
Where it's now you're gonna tell me there's a book or a movie called Ghostbusters came out in 2016. Doesn't exist.
That's Justin. I like that.
You're even breeding community posts.
That's fun.
If you watch enough Four Color Fossils, where Zach, you were referenced again a few times.
Oh, I was?
Yes.
Somebody had a bed sheet.
Somebody said, "Get the apples."
Devon, get the apples. So I'm good to go.
Alrighty then. I have 11. We'll go through this here real quick. But hey, do you guys know who Umberto Ramos is?
Vaguely, yeah. He did the.
Yeah.
I think he was doing the Strange Academy.
And he also helped start Silk.
Yeah,
Oh,
he also gave Spider-Man clown feet.
I'd rather have a full diet of Riley Rossmo.
He's coming up to our Comic-Con in April.
Oh, wow.
So
Who
Yeah,
would
give
go
him
to
my
that?
words.
Oh, okay, April. I was gonna see. They were saying like now.
they actually have one in like January or February up in Fairbanks, which is idiotic. That gets to like 40 below up there.
I was gonna say, is it near an actual decently plowed airport?
Well, it's no. I don't know. I've lived up here since 1972, except for 4 years in the Navy and 3 in LA. I've never been to Fairbanks, and people just said don't even bother
I feel
anymore.
like if you go to Christmas in Alaska, it's like there's like one plow that does the whole entire like.
Oh, lately it feels like it, but Brian O'Halloran's going up there here in a couple of weeks.
Jeez.
He's not even supposed to be there that day.
No, but guess who we get in April?
Ooh.
Noids, smoking weed, $15, little man. He's Jay, by the way.
Yes,
But,
Single love.
I knew.
Yes. Sorry, I doubted you. I apologize.
I gotta
Oh
say,
my God.
to me, he's the more entertaining of the two.
Yes. But okay, so number 11, which would be the Silent Night. Number 2.
Nice.
It was interesting. The art's good.
I passed up the Amanda Connor Power Girl Harley Quinn book series. They had it packed in my store.
Yeah. Yeah, I passed that one too. Then 1079. Ram V is sort of just beginning to annoy me. His stories are he stretches it out way too much. Could be good stories, but he just
Well, you heard that he's got a 2-year contract, so that story's never gonna end.
yeah, it's just one story over 2 damn years. You know.
He's writing for the Omnibus. We're gonna have more. What's the you have when the Omnibus becomes a floppy?
You know who he's writing. You know who he's writing for? Lamb
Zach.
Chop's theme song.
Zach. He's writing for.
That too, but
I liked it. I also liked Lamb Chop when I was a kid. So
I also realized
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it's.
I also realized we can't take anything in good faith with Joe says he's wearing purple. Purple is what they used for villains back in the day.
Hey, purple
It's
is my local team's color.
And hey, but also purple is for royalty, so
That's
he
true.
could be royal. So
That's
true.
Geekeasy is right.
Yeah.
But
I
people
mean,
don't like
Emperor's
royalty
back in the
either.
day.
That's the first time I'll say that. So tape it.
The first
I was
Caesar
thinking more like Grimace.
Hey. He has good taste. Burgers.
He does.
Doesn't like burgers.
Not his milkshake. His milkshake was kind of.
It doesn't bring the boys to the yard.
No, it does not. Okay, then this I'm not quite all the way through with it, but the art is
I'm liking the storytelling. I said, like, the biggest thing that annoyed me, the only thing that really annoyed me, and like I said, and it had not been Elseworld, was the fact they retconned Bruce's origin once again.
And then
It's become a trope. It's expected.
You know who that is right there?
Oh,
You know-
Alfred, what did they do to your nose?
And face. Look at that. He looks like he just got hit in the face with a fucking frying pan.
It looks like his
I
nose.
mean, it looks
is
great for a guy who's been dead for a while, right?
Yeah, true.
broken.
I know. Gotta give him that.
They look like
Yeah.
it looked like you look at their face and how they're drawn. It looks like if someone was drawing a adult parody of like Sesame Street characters
Yes.
with the way that their facial features are.
Okay, and then we have number 8, which would be Batman and Robin.
Oh, you're still reading that?
Yeah.
Is Bruce lost more money yet?
No, but and shush instead of hush. You know, they're doing that stuff.
Mhm.
And when one of them starts to get away, they have this seems a little bit of a little interesting. You have to catch me first, and Robin's like he says, bragging rights to whoever brings her in fastest, and he's like, "You're on," which seems a little weird for Batman, but it does seem to get a little interesting because they found a way for Damian to get interested in going back to school, because it starts out with someone training him back in the day, and the teacher was cared for him, and she got fired, and now it turns out that he thinks that the school principal is his old teacher and shush, and so he's going to go to school.
He
to
looks
try
like
and
the
figure out
teacher that's gonna want to go out with his dad.
Yeah, and she looks like the teacher that wants to go out with some of the kids in the school. You know,
Yeah.
but that's just
That's 2 on the nose.
And then I think 7. The Madness. You guys are right. This one was just kind of
Like, it's
slow.
good art. It's just like, man, like they sat on the bench and debated, like, should I kill the next 2 guys? No, let's have a conversation about it though.
Yeah, it's the old song. Should I stay or should I go now?
But there was no clash though.
Yes. And then I got I normally get my stuff on my DCs on Tuesday, and then go on Wednesday for everything else. I didn't pick this up on Tuesday, but then I picked it up on Wednesday when they said this is new-ish. The Robin Lives, because they said this has never been published. It was, this was the Robin Lives one, and I was like, oh damn, serves me right for not reading. So I thought this was just a. I thought that was
Zach, check your local Hot Topic. I saw a Jurassic Park Christmas sweater today.
Oh, I got a Christmas sweater already from one of their sister stores. It's a one-piece Christmas sweater. I might wear it.
Sweaters are usually only in one piece.
Right. If you're buying a sweater that's in two pieces, you got suckered. Okay. It was torn and returned. We're trying to get their money back.
They did have they did have Doctor Who pajamas.
And if it's okay, I won't go there. But anyway,
I do love me some. What kind of Doctor Who pajamas?
The onesies, because you're gonna fall asleep watching it anyway.
Well, especially after that, the new one they just announced. But
no.
Anyway, and then here's one that I called Blade. This was the only cover. The only cover they had. They didn't have the actual the cover than this one. They didn't come in.
That looks like Tumblr art.
Yeah, it looks like someone.
What the heck?
That looks like the whoever wrote this asked their kindergarten or first grade nephew to write a picture of Blade for him.
Do you know what the best thing about that whole entire cover is? The bats.
Yeah,
because they actually look like bats.
But yeah, I did not like this cover, but it was the only copy they had.
They should just get rid of that and have make it a blank sketch cover with some bats already on it, so someone else can just draw and something.
And I bet when someone got this cover approved, they're thinking, jackpot. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the back now. It's like, I'm sorry, but it's like she's now a hero and I call it Jackpot, and then she's got Man Bun Paul laying at home.
I don't even know who that is. I just thought I'd make a horrible joke.
I wish I had your memory. I don't want to know this anymore.
All right. So number 4. This was just a, let's see if it's any good. Under Heist. It's by Boom, who I really like. They don't there's no ads in these things. I don't know if you guys do a lot of Boom reading and stuff, but it's about a group of people. They work. One of them works in the tunnels underneath, and he overheard someone talking about doing a heist of stealing a bunch of money. And then these guys heard about it, and they got a bunch of people together to steal money from the thieves. Wait for them to steal all the money from the bank, and then they're going to steal it from them, and then something goes wrong. Which is usually how stuff like that ends.
What could go wrong? I mean, are these amateurs going after professional thieves?
Oh, they could be semi-professional,
or is this Ocean's 11 where one of the guys is running another op?
No, I wouldn't know. I haven't watched Ocean's 11, but it was just bad, bad luck on there, And then top 3. This is a really good cover on this one.
Ooh, I read the first issue.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and it's still really good. It is, and I do sort of like the concept on this one. Sometimes the art is a little, sometimes it's really good. Well, not really good, but like right here, it's good.
Sure.
But then they get little thing like here, where that just seems like, okay, I don't know. Does that seem different to you? I mean, it's just
It just seems kind of like simplistic. They're not going for like realistic.
yeah, and that's cool. But I do really like the idea behind the story.
But look at that. Look above though. Look at that sunset.
Yeah,
Like they are
that
good
is
at
really good.
backgrounds.
Yeah, and good book though. I normally don't do trades or floppies and trades, but I'm gonna do the trade on this one as well.
If I buy a trade, I usually sell the floppies, depending what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
unless it's like if I have like a really old book and then like it's worth money, I kind of want to hang on the floppy because I don't know I'll never get the floppy again.
Like I've gotten Dan Schaefer. He did Malefic. I've got all his stuff, and I'll buy his floppies as well. Of course, I've got a couple of stuff autographed by him.
Got the X-Men. I got the Uncanny X-Men where Rogue joins the team. I got the other one where Gambit's first appearance. Stuff that I really don't see much anymore, unless I go. I don't really go shop on eBay. I go through comic book stores, but I get them at a decent price. I'd hate to like go to eBay and they and just racks it up for me and here you go. I hate bidding wars. It sucks.
Okay, number 2 is
you got the Santa Parallax cover.
Yep. I liked that. I saw that. I was just like, damn it, this is a good one.
It's Scott Kelvin.
Great. It's so great.
I saw that and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And very, very good book. I agree with everything you guys are saying.
So are you gonna dress up as Santa then for this?
Me? No.
Oh.
No. Actually, there's a parish just down at the other end of town for when my brother was the priest there. There's a guy who actually looks like Santa, who is Santa every year. And he came into church one year and he got a 9mm strap to his waist. I was like packing Santa.
Bad Santa.
Yep, loved it. And number 1. Didn't have a chance to read it. I was going to do it this morning, but I got stuck at my job interview all day and then had to wait for these to get done up and only had about an hour before this came on, so I didn't have a chance to read it.
Like I said, I'll probably neither one of my shops had it. They're sold out, so makes me kind of worried about how if it's going to go for money on eBay.
Yeah, but I was just like, I wanted to read it and we'll see how it goes out. But I wanted to show you. I don't know if I showed you guys that I got this before. I don't know.
Oh, Carmine Infantino? That's cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah, it's from different periods of time. It's just really good stuff. But I'm reading that between it, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard about this comic, but it is my the only redeeming thing about having to go having to go see the Marvels over the weekend. Last Friday, my cousin's brother-in-law, he's autistic. He wanted to go see it, so my cousin gave me money to take him to go to the theater, and we watched the Marvels. Wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I still had to suffer through it. But I don't know if you guys have ever seen Tundra. It's a nationally syndicated comic strip that throughout the country, and the guy who writes it lives up here.
Oh, nice.
And first of his thing I ever saw was a 1-page panel, a bunch of walruses lying on the beach, walruses lying, they're looking at you, and he's thinking, cuckoo, ka-choo, which slayed me. But then his wife was there, and she'd messed up signing his book to somebody, and she gave it to me, so I didn't have to pay for it. But I really do love this, and so this was something I picked up. But other than that, that's all I got.
All right. Joe, if you want to, do you have anything you want to show off at all, or you just want to?
There's one thing I got this week that I would love to show off. I got in a page from Superman 78 Metal Curtain issue 2.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
wow.
I think there's something on your camera too.
It's in the
Nice.
it's still in the wrapping. I don't want to take it out yet, so it's just glaring a bit. But yeah, it's really nice. I'm very happy with this page, and
That
I'm
does
glad
look
I
really
have
nice.
a nice Superman page with Superman flying like that, because the Kurt Swan page I have, it's a Clark Kent Lois Lane page, not a Superman page. So.
Have you heard anything about the other thing that you were going after?
No, I don't think I'm going to end up getting that one, but people put up that stuff fairly often, so I just keep tabs on stuff, and if I can get something that squeaks by without too much attention, that's how I got Birds of Prey cover. Is for whatever reason people weren't noticing it. I was like,
What issue
yeah.
number what did you get from that?
Oh god, give me one second. It was issue.
Marnie says that art looks amazing for Superman 78.
Yeah, Gavin Guidry is the artist on that. Very good. Very good. Love me some Gavin. But I'm trying to think of the exact issue number. It's one of the Gale issues. It's the cover with the calculator and the Rubik's Cube, and they're all the faces are on the Rubik's Cube. It's a really good cover. Just trying to think of the exact issue number off the top of my head. But yeah, no, it's I'm very happy with that one.
Nice.
I don't have a lot of original covers because they're expensive. But I have a Legion cover, and that cover, a couple other things. But yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys on the Fossil Show, Spinner Rack Dave, has a lot of original art. A lot of Gary Frank.
Yeah, no, Gary Frank's like that's a good one to have. Like the things I need. Gil Kane is really high on my list. I want Gil Kane. I want Sal Buscema. I want just a piece of that. Gene Colan. I really want a piece of. There's, and then there's other stuff that's a bit more of a reach. Like I'd love a Steve Englehart page, but as you can imagine, they're not cheap.
So, now, are you talking about one of the rare Steve Englehart pencil pages?
Yeah, there's he did some of the like Batman strips, and those you can get. They used to at least just be a few $100s, but I'm sure now they're too much.
I think the only time I've ever seen his art was in one of those black and white, like Creepy or Eerie's. I think he did a story in one of those.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, some of that. But
speaking of Gene Colan, this isn't original art, but one of the romance books that I showed tonight, one of the stories is Gene Colan inked by Bill Everett.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
You think about that on a romance, like a 6-page romance story.
No, that's pretty great, though. But I might have. Let me see. What the hell's this thing I have over here?
They had a book signed by Bob Lade at my shop. I don't know if it was verified, though.
I love Bob Lade.
It was on Boss covers, too.
I do have this, that like Batman portfolio, Marshall Rogers.
Oh, man.
That's
which
cool.
has some cool images in this.
That is nice.
Yeah, so some really good pieces in here that, at some point I'm sure I'll have to get up and
those would look good on my wall for Christmas. Wow.
Yeah, these are so good. Good artist that
way better than Kelly Jones.
When was that when was that out? I mean, originally.
This was out in '81.
Wow.
Dang.
I think I've got a Paul Galassi portfolio. It vaguely like got some old Black Widow prints.
Nice.
Right.
I don't know if I at least the only problem is I'm not sure I know where it is now.
Yeah. And then and since I'm still up on this, I always have to use this as an excuse to show off my 9.6 Heathcliff #1. It's always worth showing off your graded Heathcliff comics.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, I saw like a Richie Rich 9.6. I think it was Richie Rich, and I said, how did a book like that stay in a 9.6? And then somebody brought up the warehouse find. I'd say the same thing about Heathcliff. How did a copy of Heathcliff stay that nice? Because I mean,
right?
Kids are kids. I mean, through the years, it fills. We couldn't buy a lot of kids stuff because they were handled by kids.
It's true.
Made for kids, handled by kids.
Which definitely hurts resale.
Yeah.
I also have this Rich Buckler. I had him draw this.
Whoa,
that's cool.
Some Wesley Dodds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he did this for me. 2012. I think it came out real nice.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Dante. All right. We'll just sit here and stare at Joe.
It's true. That's what we're doing now. But now there's all right. I'll show one more thing and then we'll
go with an awkward pause and we'll just be silent.
Yeah, then pure silence sounds great.
Just turn your TV on, we'll be fine.
I could turn on mine, but you'll get copyright stricken because I'm watching Home Alone.
I was gonna say if you turn CSI, they don't care.
Oh,
that's cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's a nice little sketch I had.
Simonson.
Simonson.
Yes, Simonson.
Simonson.
Son
of Simon.
Yeah. No, but
Krypton.
No, that was good. That he did that for me at a shop. Him, Wheezy, and Al Milgram were doing a signing. Again, God, that was fucking a decade ago. Yeah, 20. Yeah. So.
Walt's still drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walt still draws. I think Louise still writes. She's got like a Power Pack book that she's.
Is she? I know she had some health issues recently. Is she doing okay?
She's doing okay now. Yeah. She was having some issues with her heart, but they switched up her medication and stuff. She's doing better now.
Cool.
So that's good. Yeah, she's still working. She did that Jean Grey miniseries at Marvel where they were trying to tie her history into the Krakoa era, what's going on with all that. But I think they've been talking to her about doing some other stuff, either at Marvel or DC or something. So, hopefully we get some more stuff from her.
Put her on
she's great.
Put her on another Man of Steel book.
Yeah, no, I'd love to see her doing more stuff in the Superman office. The funny thing about it that I love to bring up is she's one of the only people, at least editorially, that editorially and as a writer, it's she worked on the X books coming up as they were rising to their peak popularity, and then same thing with Superman. She was involved there at the peak. I don't think I'm talking out of school when I say that Superman sales wise, hasn't quite hit the numbers of Death of Superman since then.
No, but that I love it when I see her. I think it was a Brett Breeding that came back too, along with Dan Jurgens doing the return.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean they're still doing they're doing a lot of stuff with Jurgens and Bogdanov, I think, comes back now and then and draws some stuff too. I think he drew some stuff.
But I mean,
recently.
like getting the original team back for the Death of Superman, the Return of Superman, and doing new stories.
Yeah.
The original people, you would never really see ever in DC or Marvel anymore. Like Dan, I don't even know if Dan's even coming back for DC. I mean, he does DC occasionally, but I want Tarzan too. Give me another round, bro.
Yeah, I would like a sequel to that.
Oh, it's just that was like I said. I will let Dan continue doing another Batman Beyond story. Kick Lindsay Kelly off. Put Dan back on. Dude, he's the last time that I remember buying a book that got to 50 issues. Unfortunately, he got the can just like Diddy did on Hawkman. So
well, I mean, Venditti's at least been doing some interesting stuff at DC. That's been pretty good.
Yeah, his Superman it was on digital only, but it was like his Superman. It was Man of Tomorrow was just awesome.
Yeah,
but they've got the original X-Men team coming back, and that's gonna get 100, 150, 200 issues, right?
Well, Stan and Jack have been dead for a while
now. No. I heard that they're using AI now. They're alive.
Oh no! Don't say that.
So ChatGPT.
No. I don't.
ChatGPT,
like
right?
I don't care for that at all.
That's the thing. I was like, they'd be so I'd be so disturbed if I could see in the new Marvel in the MCU, they put Stan in there, AI, right? And then they just start throwing Jack in there. It'd be like, oh no.
I don't like that.
They're gonna do the George Lucas when he passes on. They're gonna put him as a Force Ghost in one of the Star Wars movies. It's be so cringe.
Oh yeah, no, it's hopefully he's there just to say things like faster, more intense. So over and over again.
Which was basically all his directing from episode 4.
Yes.
At his funeral, someone's going to be dressed up as Jar Jar Binks.
Well, in order to keep people from showing up to his funeral, it's going to be listed as Jar Jar's Big Adventure.
We'll do a comic book for it.
Oh, it'll be Jar Jar meets Howard the Duck, and that's going to be the team up one. And that's why no one's going to.
That's just foul.
Yeah, he's a funnier character than we've had before.
I do have a question though. You're working on that King Arthur and the Knights of Justice book.
I am.
How was that coming along?
My part's done. So it's a straight graphic novel. It's out March 12th. So yeah, I mean, we really we had so much of it done before it was even announced, which was so nice.
It's always nice when everything's done and then before you announce it. Otherwise, you're scrambling, trying to get it done, and it's late.
Oh. Yeah, no, absolutely. it's nice. Just it's done. And we did it in a way where it's like, if this is all we get, sure, but it ends where more or less what.
Did they get all the keys?
Is
this a continuation, or is this like a new standalone story?
It's a reboot. So we keep most of what happened in the original series.
Yeah, coming back to the past.
There were, but we made some changes to the mythology, not a ton, but a little bit of changes.
Ooh, that's killing me. I hope it's good changes.
Yeah, no, I mean, Yeah, like it's fine. There's still. I
Because I
mean,
love the. I was gonna say, I love the cartoon where he has the sword from the, like gets all
Yep.
other powers from the armor. I love
Yeah,
that.
he
Their weapons.
he pulls Excalibur from the armor. They all have
yes.
the same exact armor. You know, it's all the same characters. Like they're all how they were in the show, in terms of how they
Lady
look. And,
Morgana and the guy with the fangs. I forget what his name is.
yeah, Viper, Lord
Viper. That's what it was. Yes, I always pictured like
Yeah.
that should be Michael Ironside.
Right?
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun writing Lord Viper and Morgana. Those were fun. Merlin was fun. There's things we had to do when I was writing it, especially with someone like Merlin, because I think one of the things about the original show
Yep.
that I wanted to kind of smooth over was Merlin kind of suffers from this thing where he is as weak or as powerful as the writer needs him to be for any given episode. So I had to come up with because that's the biggest challenge for me when I get something like this is I'm like, how do I write this so Merlin doesn't just be like, I'm better than Morgana, boom, and that's it. So figuring that out and making it work was a lot of it for me. But yeah, and I would love to do a sequel because I set it up in a way where I know exactly what would happen after it, and that would be a bit different, and that would be more of a continuation kind of thing then.
Yeah, because
What this is, because this is a reboot, but that would be more of a continuation if we got a sequel.
I can tell you right now, I'll be reading with the voice actors in my head as I read the dialogue, because that's the only way you can. And LK's like, where's the plastic 45 with the to the theme, coming with it. It should be pre-packaged with the soundtrack, so you can it's one of my guilty pleasures of my show. I go back and watch it, and it just killed me. They canceled. They never finished it. I was like, no.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think there's a pretty solid ending with that. There's a couple of other things too that we got to address. I don't want. I feel like the more I end up going into the nitty gritty, the more there's that accidental spoiler kind of things but
no one watches this channel. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's good. But no, I had a lot of fun. I made sure to include a lot of the more ancillary characters, there's a decent amount of Lord Ainsworth in this. Just things like that, where I'm just I'm gonna do that.
Did you bring back any of the squires? The kids,
yeah, the two of the squires are in it. In multiple scenes.
That's
Lady Elaine's in it a bunch. There is a brief appearance by the Purple Horde. I really wanted to make sure I touched on as much of the mythology as possible.
I'm gonna go read it. It's this isn't for kids anymore. Look at all the gore. Look at their arms. It's Carthena style.
Yeah, we definitely got to go a little harder. It's definitely more violent. It's violent, but we do things in a way where it's there's silhouettes, there's showing the angles to
the dialogue, the personalities of each character. Like I said, as I love the show. You always had you had the one. He's the big dude. He's always kind of he's kind of like the Yellow Lion pilot. He's he's not really that bright, but he's strong and he's loyal. I love that.
The ones that really I think get developed the most, obviously, Arthur's the one I probably wrote the most dialogue for, but it's Arthur, Breeze, Lance, Gallop end up taking up a lot of the book. But yeah, no, Brick and Wally have a decent amount to do in it, so.
Yeah, we're gonna ask which publisher this is gonna be on. Which
This
publisher?
is it's Mad Cave's YA imprint, so it's through Maverick.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
I'm
had
not.
a lot of fun.
It's called I'm Not Arthur.
It's King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. That's what it is. And and one of the best parts of this is I worked with the licensor. Everything was approved with the licensor, so any problems you have aren't actually with me, and I can blame someone else.
I hope you put yourself in there and self-insert as one of the Squire kids. Be awesome. You actually
Oh,
see
yeah.
Joe's face in there.
Well, the weird thing about this is I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I know there are a lot of other people like this too, but like the thought of putting myself in it never even occurred to me.
You're like, I gotta go back.
It's like I'm just like, no, I'm just doing this.
How did this come about though? How did you get this this thing? It's like you just are talking over cupcakes, eating cupcakes, or having coffee, and
what actually happened. This is what happened. This was Baltimore Comic Con, not this past one, the year before, so a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
And I was talking with one of the editors at Mad Cave. I was done writing Dahlia at that point, I think, or just about done. So I was like, if I know you guys, have been, looking into more like licenses or, doing these other things. So if anything I could do to help, or if there any other things, I'm happy to throw my hat in the ring. And they were like, oh, okay. Are you familiar? They were like, are you familiar with Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders? And I was like, I didn't watch that one, but I watched King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. So I said it unprompted. So they were like, oh, really? Okay. We should talk. And we ended up, talking about that. They had gotten that license with Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders, which is, there's a graphic novel of that coming out, I think, 2 months after King Arthur.
Imagine most of your talks were like this, a Zoom call. Because it was right after COVID, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is, but no, it was all pretty easy in terms of just setting it up. And, I rewatched the show, and there were a few episodes or things that I watched a couple of times. One of, I forget the exact episode, but there's one of the episodes where Viper has this stake that coils around his arm that makes him fades through things.
Yeah.
So I gave him that as just a weapon he has throughout the story. Yeah, things like that.
The villains, you got the guy who's got the pterodactyl wings, or he can fly.
Yeah, he's
it's so crazy. When it came to King Arthur, I was like, wow, they're really going out there with this stuff. It's like the villains. But LK is saying it's refreshing that they actually wanted someone who actually knows the product, knows what they're selling. I humbly request Mystic Knights of Tyrannog next.
Ooh,
see,
one of the ones I would love to do, because it's just, to me, it feels so out of left field, but it was something I liked as a kid, was you remember Stone Protectors, when they tried to make troll dolls for boys?
Wow. If you do it and you do it better than what they did, you can do it. Just
I was like, what? I had a bunch of the Stone Protectors toys, and I remember watching the show.
I just go back to all the UPN shows, Beetleborg.
All
those shows are pretty basic, kind of defunct now. I wonder, they got to be in public domain probably if Saban's not using them.
Yeah.
The VR Troopers.
VR Troopers 3, Go Virtual Reality Troopers. That's all.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. VR.
Yeah.
But I also love Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. And there was also the this one I feel like was on like USA or something like that. Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
Never heard of that one.
That one.
What year
That
was
one,
that?
it was like mid-90s. It was part of the like everyone is trying to get on the like Power Rangers bandwagon.
What was that? The era of toys with holograms in their chests? He says, "Okay."
I feel like that was more like late 80s, right? Because that's where thinking like visionaries and stuff like that.
Princess Tenko in Guardians of Magic comics. But I don't know, why is there no like Legend of Zelda comic books? I've always wondered that too with Nintendo.
Well,
like,
they've got manga.
Yeah, but
are they
like
doing manga? I mean, like
there is manga. However, I get your point. It's like
they,
it actually killed me. Like, and I still don't get it. And I'll talk to people like, how was there never a 90s Saturday morning cartoon of Star Fox? That makes no
That
sense.
you are correct. That makes zero sense to me. Star Fox is prime Saturday morning cartoon material.
right?
You could have Sonic the Hedgehog, but not Star Fox. Come on.
You could have it's almost like they went like, hey, instead of doing one Star Fox cartoon, you want to do two Sonic cartoons that are
with
totally,
the same voice actor.
With the same voice actor that don't mesh together at all.
Right?
They did that, but they couldn't.
Steve
they could
Urkel.
do one Star Fox.
It's like if you've never once you've seen Family Matters and you're like, wait, I recognize his voice. And like as soon because we didn't have internet, so we were like, you had no idea. It was like unless you recognize the voice, you had no idea.
Or unless you like watch the credits.
Well, sometimes a TV guide would.
Wow.
Sometimes a TV guide would actually say, you know. But yeah, all those early '90s stuff. Like, when I say Legend of Zelda, I mean like the Super Mario Brothers show version. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, why isn't that a kid's comic book?
Princess and all that. And I mean, yeah, I go back and watch the Super Mario Brothers Super Show a decent amount.
Inspector Gadget, where's those comic books?
You know what's crazy to me too is so there was one episode of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show where like Cher was in the episode, but she was like in bandages and like laying in bed or something. Years later, they did the same plot in an episode of The Nanny.
Really?
And I'm like, did they like
watch it?
See this episode of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show and just lift that plot element? Because it's so specific. Because it's the same bit. It's Cher trying to like lay low, and she's in bandages and like muffled and stuff because it's not actually like like the fact that it was the same. It wasn't even a different person. I'm like, that's insane to me.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. So, are there any other books you're coming out other than this? The again, King Arthur Knights of Justice for Mad Kid.
Yeah, no. King Arthur Knights that's my next book out. I am in the middle of writing one that's not announced. Hopefully by like the middle of next year or something like that, I'll be able to talk more about that. I was also working on that today.
Can you give a hint to what is it, superhero or is it?
It's not a superhero book. It is. It's going to be another graphic novel, but it's a creator-owned graphic novel. It's not superhero.
Okay.
It's probably the most I can say about it. But yeah.
It's about a guy who's friends with other writers, and he has a bunch of omnibus.
Yes.
You're the main star.
Always.
Right.
Yeah.
Nintendo just gave us Captain and the Game Master instead. Okay.
I do love Captain of the Video Game Master. The Game Master. I always like that episode where it's just Link's adventure. And like, I mean, a lot of it's like that, where it's just like, it's so weird to me, and like, I don't understand why like Mother Brain was done that well. Like, there's so many like baffling choices in that, but it's great.
I really hope they bring back I was looking at going back. I was looking at Sony has the rights to Ghostbusters right now. I'm surprised they haven't done continue the real Ghostbusters
Yeah.
They did because IDW was doing the Ghostbusters continue from the movie version, but they didn't really dabble much with the real Ghostbusters. They had a crossover event, but they never did you think because there are grown men like me that have the heart of a child that will go buy that stuff. But especially with now Afterlife coming out, the second movie, I'm shocked that they haven't done more comic books.
Now, you talking the comics? When you say the real Ghostbusters, do you mean the comics or the animated?
Well, I'm talking about the real Ghostbusters, not the Filmation crap.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, I had so many of those toys. I had the football player that bends over in the back. It's like the monster, and the old lady. You do that. The toilet. The mummy that you take the top piece off, just looks like a zombie. All that stuff.
Did you get it was a couple years ago? Kenmore really released them, or not Kenmore, but Hasbro released them.
I didn't get the re-releases, but no, I used to have the car. I had the I had the firehouse, and I would sometimes have my police academy. Police academy figures also using the firehouse.
I remember those. Some of them, you just squeeze their legs and their arms would go up like this.
I
think that might have been Hightower.
It's just crazy. Yeah, no, it was way
Breen,
too many action figures that are all gone. That would probably be, if I never played with them, would probably be worth something. But whatever. I mean, I had the Technodrome. I had all the different Turtles play sets.
Did you have the cannon where it shoots the ooze out? The little purple cannon. You can put slime in it and shoot the slime out.
That sounds like a nightmare for parents.
Well, all the stuff for slime stuff,
Yeah, sure.
Zach, you're our age. Why aren't you geeking out? Fake nerd.
You're the Ghostbusters fan. I mean, what do you want?
We talked about Turtles. We talked about everything. It's
I wasn't a huge Turtles guy.
We also remember that Zach was sheltered. He was homeschooled.
I had a very sheltered. With me, it was there was Disney cartoons.
He never knew the joy of Beetleborgs with Jay Leno as the ghost.
Yeah, the joys.
Yes.
I'm sure I missed out on that.
It's big bad Beetleborgs, man. But
Eric,
are you alive over there?
Yeah, I checked out about 4.5 stories ago.
But
I mean, we're talking about things that happened at the latter end of the previous century. So it's it's after Eric's time.
What is it? Is it rerun season already? Well, I think it might be. It is.
Oh my gosh.
It's called syndication.
It's called awesome.
Yeah, it is.
We're talking about things that happened in some cases, in a lot of cases, when Johnny Carson was still hosting the Tonight Show.
Yeah, and you were just a little annoying fuck of about 5 years old.
Hey, I can't help it. Joe doesn't get the show on here much. He's usually waits for the other channel that nobody watches.
Yeah, and and they're all very nice and Jimmy.
Yeah,
so there's that.
You see Jimmy at least once a year because he doesn't really show up.
Well, it's sad because you can tell they're I feel like it hurts them a little bit. You see Pixel and you're like, who doesn't want to spend hours with this guy?
That's true.
And the thing is that Pixel, he's so depressed by the time he gets the Man box because he just had to leave Publix. Where shopping's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
It's serving that too. So the poor guy's always tuckered out. He's like one of those little dogs that walks up to you and just kind of falls asleep.
Do you just have little dogs that come up to you and fall asleep? Is that?
Yeah,
I've never had that happen.
just randomly sleep.
Well, that's because
No.
he has
But
Man
no.
in a Box playing in the background.
No, but it's it's fine.
It's a command in German. You say Doctor Who, and the dog, like they said.
Yeah. No, but I even I'm somewhat caught up now on Doctor Who. I'll see what happens. I mean, Russell T Davies is very Russell T Davies, and he still is. So
We might do a special Doctor Who section of on his channel just so we can get you on more often since you like to talk about Doctor Who. And Eric needs help at least going to sleep at least twice a week.
yeah.
No.
I'm kind of wishing I'd saved one of those fingers for Jackson.
But no, it's
the kid's got a stick in his hoop. He's fine.
Well, Breen and I used to have great ways to go to sleep, but we haven't done that in a while. I just had my.
You're out of melatonin, or
no? It was I just had a 2-year anniversary of it the other day.
Oh, I see.
So that's
I'm not sure that actually counts as going to sleep, though.
If he continued,
same difference.
well, I mean, if he continued, he would be sleeping.
I mean, the result is unconsciousness, but either
Yes.
way. But
Yeah,
No.
but hey,
But we always love having Joe on here because Joe can just talk about anything. He's very knowledgeable.
yes, he is.
Let's talk about Transformers and G.I. Joe, something that Breen knows a lot about.
good night, everybody.
I love. I mean,
Little
Breen
baby
has to at
ducks.
least appreciate the fact that that was
said
the role that Orson Welles died performing was Unicron.
I haven't.
So fucking crazy. I love it.
I don't think Rhaegar's has been here all night. He's avoiding us.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him. Yeah.
I got to say, how's it go, little Rhaegar, on the Fossil Show last night?
I really have no idea how old he even is, but like it's
Watch him be older than Breen.
I want him to come on and be like,
Not a word, Joe. Not a word.
Well, no, I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything like Breen read Fantastic Four in the original Sanskrit. I wasn't gonna say something like that. I wasn't gonna say that Breen was there when Bob Hope was born. I wasn't gonna say anything like
Breen's
that.
like, there's hope. And then, yeah, much.
No, not at all.
Like I said, the stick in the hoop. Breen's like, I discovered fire.
Yep, I remember when it was only the carrot.
What was it like living without fire and just living in the
Cold.
coldness?
They had a saying in the Navy.
Dark.
Breen was Noah's sea daddy.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say that Breen remembers when you could drive to Europe.
I thought you could walk there.
What are you talking about? You can still do that in Meineke commercials.
Yeah.
On to Van America. He's really good.
Okay, so I just said he just found King Arthur, Knights of Justice, and Peacock. He says my night is made.
Nice.
How many episodes are there?
It was it's 26, I want to say, because I think it was 13 episode season.
As a kid, I remember it being like always on. So I'm like, oh, there must be a lot of episodes. And then you go look, it's like 26 episodes. Like,
It's crazy,
oh.
yeah. as a kid, like some of that like warped idea. And then there's some shows like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where you're like, actually, I don't think there's any way I watch all of these episodes because there were way too many.
There's like 200. It feels that way. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like watching like the first 5 minutes of One Piece.
Yeah.
That's like 1,000 minutes long.
It's true.
It's not 1,000 minutes long. You're just a quitter.
I'm not a quitter. I just decided to focus my time elsewhere where it's needed.
Hey, Zach, you wearing your Katharine Hepburn hat right now?
No, and I never will again.
No, the hat. Okay, so Zach has this hat he put on because he's like really a big fan of One Piece. It did not look like the hat that Luffy wears, or Luffy. Sorry, not Luffy.
It does look like his hat. What are you talking about?
The one I showed you, that's a hot topic right now, actually looks like Luffy's hat. Same color scheme and everything. Yours looked like African Queen, Katharine Hepburn. Which I can applaud because I don't think I've ever seen that hat like sold anywhere since the 40s.
Where was that, Home Depot? Or Lowe's?
In the on Golden Pond section.
If you see like a hat at Home Depot, it's not meant for guys. Sorry.
I would actually think it'd be the opposite, but
No, but I do like the other hats. You can turn them over and you can just put your rice and everything in there too. You can carry stuff.
All right, so it's I gotta go. I was on here for a while. It's 11:30 here.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late.
Well, that's right. You're on the East Coast. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. But I appreciate you having me on. I do.
You should come on. You should come on tomorrow. We're gonna read some four-color fossils. Get some Donald Duck.
It depends what time. It's my grandma's 92nd birthday tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome.
So
Yeah,
did Breen
about-
babysit her?
What about Sunday? I say, that's my grandpa.
if I'm gonna, let's do the old windshield wiper thing for everybody here. You know, Joe, I gotta tell you before you get out here. One of our younger customers came into Phil's the other day. She was 90, and the first thing I did after she left was I said, "Remember that picture I showed you of my friend's grandmother?"
Yeah.
I go, "That lady's 2 years older than what just hobbled out of it."
Oh, God.
Because this lady looked every day of 90. She's actually fairly. I mean, she was with it and pretty.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, wasn't moving fast, but she wasn't. Yeah. But yes, it's amazing how young your 92-year-old grandmother looks compared.
She's
Yeah.
probably she's probably sprying up to pull up a shotgun and fire it.
But no, I'm very very glad that she's doing well. So,
Well, as Joe said, on behalf of all of us, I appreciate that you made some time to hang out with us tonight, and
yeah,
almost as much as I appreciate the fact that you're leaving.
yeah. No, thank you.
Also, what is your excuse for not reading with us on Sunday?
Sunday, I'm going out for a friend of mine's birthday party. We're going to Sleep No More in Manhattan since it's closing next month. But
And it's also a day of rest.
Coney Island, yeah, Coney Island's closing, yeah. But
yeah, but we'll be in touch. You people know how to harass me.
how to harass you. I think Breen's got your phone number, so if we have to.
Yeah. No, for sure. But yes, thank you all again.
Those 2 a.m. phone calls. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
See you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by, Joe.
Yeah, thanks for stopping
Thank
by,
you,
man.
everyone. Thank you. No problem.
Yeah.
And if I don't see you all again, Merry Christmas. Maybe I'll be on before Christmas, but just in case, you never know. Enjoy. Goodbye.
Merry Christmas.
Bye. Look at that.
That was the royal wave.
Can the rest of us leave now?
Yes.
I'm about to.
If you guys are still awake, I mean, you should be. You're not talking about Doctor Who. Please click like, subscribe, and go to the Ko-Fi link and then drop $1, and because we need money for the reading current books, which we read on Fridays and Sundays, starting at 7:15 p.m. Central, and we do 2 readings. So the second reading starts usually around 9:15, 9:30, right there. So, yep. Hope you guys had fun tonight, and we'll see you. Also, yeah, I think March. Did he say March? The next year is when that book comes out for Medcave Studios.
Mm-hmm.
King Arthur Knights of Justice. Check that out. I'm looking forward to it. I want a signed copy. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Good night,
kid.
everybody.
Jackson Roykirk, we don't like you. I'm just gonna say.
Wow.
We were still on.
Oh, are we? Oh, are we? Oh, crap.
He doesn't mean it, Jackson. He doesn't mean it.
He didn't. I do.